Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Why would someone who has more than you, more money, more support, more opportunity, still feel the need to tear you down? Why does your growth irritate them? Why does your presence bother them? Why does your peace provoke them? This video is not about ego. It's not about superiority. It's about understanding human nature, emotional scarcity, and spiritual insecurity. Because once you understand why people hate on you when they already have more, you stop shrinking. You stop explaining. You stop feeling uncomfortable. You stop apologizing for existing, and most importantly, you change how you move. Stay with me and let's reason this out. Here's the first truth people don't talk about. Having more externally does not mean having more internally. Someone can have more followers, more connections, more approval, and yet still feel deeply threatened by you. Because comparison doesn't happen on the outside, it happens in the mind. Some people measure themselves not by what they have, but by how others make them feel. And when your presence exposes something missing in them, purpose, authenticity, it creates discomfort, not because you did anything wrong, but because you reflect something they haven't resolved. Here's how that insecurity shows up in real life. They smile publicly, but privately, they compare your beginnings to their middle. They question your pace, your lane, your choices, because your movement highlights their stagnation. They offer backhanded advice that keeps you small, framed as concern. They inflate their wins around you, hoping you'll shrink yourself. They obsess over metrics, but ignore meaning, because impact can't be faked. They copy your style, then resent your originality when it still resonates. They invite you into competitions you never entered, to make themselves feel ahead. They rewrite history to minimize your grind, calling it luck. Remember, your growth is data, not a debate. Keep building. Protect your peace. Fewer explanations, tighter boundaries, consistent action. Here's the second hard truth. People don't hate your trophies. They tense up at your trajectory. Because potential threatens the unfulfilled. People don't hate your success. They hate your potential because it removes their excuses. It says, you could choose differently. You could start now. At work, potential isn't loud. It's consistent. With friends, your boundaries feel like judgment. To those avoiding their own, you smile. You say no with grace. You keep your word to yourself. Not performative, just progressive. And here's the part that stings. Your potential is evidence of possibility. Possibility exposes avoidance. That reminder is you. Their reaction is data, not a directive. Read it. Don't inhale it. Keep moving, quietly, steadily, leave the noise behind. Because when you rise, scarcity gets loud. We'll talk about that next. Let's talk about scarcity. Scarcity is a story the mind tells. There isn't enough for me. Enough time, enough room, enough recognition. When that story takes root, abundance looks like a threat. Your progress feels like their loss. How it sounds in real life. Why them? What about me? If they move forward, I fall behind. But here's the truth. Opportunity isn't a single seat. It's a moving train. Miss one, another arrives, if you're still on the platform. At work, a teammate wins a client. Scarcity whispers, they took your spot, while abundance answers, they opened a door, learn the approach. Even in relationships, a friend gets consistent. Scarcity says, they're leaving you. Abundance says, they're leading you. Match the energy. Match it with simple moves such as waking up early and showing up for every opportunity. Symptoms of scarcity: hoarding credit, gatekeeping access, over-explaining and moving goalposts. Notice them, don't become them. 3 reframes: from comparison to calibration. Use others as measurements, not mirrors. From competition to contribution, ask, how can I add value? From urgency to priority, what matters gets time. Practical shift: limit scoreboard scrolling. Double your reps on the work that compounds: skills, relationships, systems. And when scarcity gets loud, return to this anchor. Someone else's win is proof the path works. Evidence, not threat. People who know who they are don't compete with who you're becoming. They collaborate, they celebrate, they build. So if your rise irritates them, read it as data. Keep your boundaries, keep your pace, keep building. Next, we'll talk about what hate confesses. When it shows up. Stay with me. Let the light in. We're going to name it. This is where it gets real. Sometimes hate isn't an attack. It's a confession. A confession of insecurity, of feeling behind, of fearing your trajectory. Example 1, Cain and Abel. Abel offered his best, Cain compared. The anger wasn't about Abel, it exposed Cain's unrest. Example 2, Saul and David. David served, favor followed. Saul's jealousy spoke louder than David's harp. David kept moving with integrity. Example 3, Joseph and his brothers. A dream sparked projection. They tried to shrink him. Discipline and service grew him anyway. Even Jesus met resistance. Authority rooted in service threatened the comfortable. He answered with purpose, not performance. So when shade shows up, read it. Respond with boundaries, not essays. With consistency, not counterattacks. With quiet moves that compound. Bless from a distance if you must. Access is earned, not owed. Remember, their reaction is data. Your piece is strategy. Keep your pace. Keep building. Here's a mistake many people make. Listen carefully. And the more you explain, justify, or shrink, growth requires a certain level of silence, because not everyone deserves access to your reasoning. Here's why over-explaining backfires. It feeds the frame they set. You trade momentum for approval. Wisdom says, don't step into the performance. Don't answer on their terms, keep your center. Just remember, Jesus before Pilate, he responded to him with brief answers, no performance. Purpose over spectacle, you can do the same. Always speak what's necessary, then return to mission. Nehemiah had taunts in his ear. He stayed on the wall, so do you. On deadline. Back to the work. David spared Saul. Integrity spoke louder than defense. Let time and God answer for you. Next time, use these lines, not discussing this. Decision stands. Clarity given once. After that, make your moves. Learn to give fewer explanations. Have tighter boundaries. Steady output. Next, we'll shift into motion, how moving forward makes the noise fade. Stay with me. Here's the shift that changes everything. You stop asking, why do they hate on me? And you start asking, why am I letting it slow me down? Your peace becomes louder than their opinions. Your consistency becomes your response. Your growth becomes your boundary. And something powerful happens. When you no longer react, the noise fades. Not because they have changed, but because you outgrew the frequency. You choose momentum over noise. Small steps daily. Inputs over opinions. GAP 1.0's movement over reactions. Your peace gets louder with motion. Static fades. With your head down and your heart aligned. Forward, one clean step at a time. Let me leave you with this. If someone with more than you feels threatened by you, that's not a warning sign. That's confirmation. Confirmation that you're evolving, you're visible, you're stepping into alignment. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Don't apologize for momentum. Don't internalize projections that were never yours. Breathe. Let it land. You are allowed to move forward. Say no once. Finish strong, one goal at a time. Mute comparison. Track inputs, not likes. Protect your peace. Guard your pace. Honor your alignment. Let your presence be quiet proof. Less defense, more direction. If this message challenged you, like this video. If you're ready for content that speaks truth, growth, and clarity, subscribe to this channel. And if you've ever felt targeted for simply being yourself, comment below. I'm choosing growth over approval. You're not hated because you're wrong. You're noticed because you're becoming. Also, share this with someone who needs a nudge today, and let's make success louder than noise. Repeat after me. I choose growth over approval. I choose action over explanation. I choose peace over performance. Like, subscribe, comment, I'm choosing growth over approval. Share it forward. Keep building.